In today's video, I want to talk overall DeFi strategy. I think a lot of people are playing this yield farming or DeFi game, or they're trying to build a DeFi business or trying to create cash flow, but they're operating very tactically. They're trying things they see on YouTube, but they're having a hard time putting it all together. They don't know how to move profits. They don't know when to compound. They don't know how to think about all this. And today's video, I want to talk about just zoomed way out, the macro of how I think about this. Now, by the way, if you are not yet a member of at least the free DeFi as a business course, please request it below. We have a live event coming on Monday, DeFi strategy Q&A call. I will be answering questions directly. Be a part of this free course. It's packed full of value, no strings attached, and you can get access to the live calls and you'll know when they're scheduled for. So definitely request access to the free course. We just posted this about 2 minutes ago and people are already RSVPing. So super excited for that. Back to business. Overall strategy. I think about it really simply is I've got sort of two main portfolios. One is the DeFi as a business, it's the crypto cash flow portfolio. And the other is my bull run bag. It's my buy and hold. It's my price appreciation. It's my don't worry about impermanent loss. Who cares? Buy assets and buy technology, buy coins, buy tokens that are solving real world problems that have a high probability of success in the future. Buy and hold them. Super hands off. It's as passive as it gets. And then I ladder out. On the left side here, I've got my liquidity pools. I've got my yield farms. I even have my lending. This is the stuff that's generating me yield. So let's break this down. Let's say I'm in three pools. I'm in Sol USDC. I'm in a Pyth Sol. I'm in a whatever you want to put it. Maybe you've got 5. Maybe you've got 8. We've got some clients who literally have 25 pools. No matter how many you have, there's really one main purpose of it. There's a few ways to break it down, but there's one main purpose. It's so it prints us cash flow. So every single day, no matter what the market is doing, no matter if the market's going up, or if it's going down, or if it's going up or down, we're getting paid daily. So the cash flow is our primary focus. Now, behind that, we obviously want to be in assets that aren't going to go to zero. So all of these pools, we would want them to be something you would hold long-term anyways. Now, again, there are some strategies for just pairing up with a meme coin and something super high risk and making 1,000% returns on it, sure. But that's more active. That's not really that passive and it's not really that leveraged. It's like, that's almost like trading. So we're just going to speak generally here. You're in things that have deep value that aren't going to go to zero and that are going to appreciate over time. If you want a more hands-off portfolio, you're going to go wider ranges and you're going to go in less volatile assets. Give me a thumb up. Let me know in the comments if you're following along. This is super important. So now we're in these positions, in these pools. They're printing us cash flow on a daily basis. And the question becomes, what do we do with this? There's a few ways you can think about this. Some people, they want to compound back in. That's their strategy. They're trying to build momentum. They're trying to build a bag. They don't really care about the price fluctuation of their overall portfolio value. They just want to increase their cash flows. Now, that's a legitimate way to do it. I like to take profit. So if I enter this position here and the position goes up by 10% or more, I will take profit here and then I move it and I lend it. See if I can write this out. I lend. Amateur hour here. I usually use my iPad, but today we're doing this. I'll lend it. Now that may only be earning me, 6%, 8%, 10% right now on Aave. And again, I've made a lot of videos on lending. I've got 22.9. Every single day, this number seems to grow just because the amount is getting so much. But I've got that making me 7.31%. Over an Avalanche, it's a little bit more, 7%. But on average, I shoot for 7 to 10%. Some stuff like on XtraFi, I'm doing 20, 25 plus percent. But on average, if I'm doing 10% lending, I'm happy as can be. Is that going to make me rich? No. But when the markets drop like they have recently, guess what? I have capital to deploy. I can get into more pools. I could get into new pools. I could compound old pools. Or if you're doing the buy and hold portfolio, I'm buying more of whatever it is I'm looking for. We'll talk about that in a second. But the point is, I've got some dry powder. I've got some capital that I can deploy. And now when prices massively correct, when the whole market corrects, I'm not stressed out of my mind. I'm like, oh, sweet, this is an opportunity. But if you're always compounding and if you're always getting into new things and you never take profit, you can get into a situation where you get a little bit emotional about your choices and then you start selling at really weird times. Now, do you have to absolutely take profit every single week or on some kind of schedule? It depends how far zoomed out you are. If you're looking 2, 3 years out, you're not going to be taking profit daily. But if you're looking a few months out and you like to readjust things on a weekly basis and you're a little more hands on your portfolio, then yeah, you can take profit every day or every week. Again, you can redeploy it. And so what you'll start finding is, and this is true for laddering out as well. Maybe you're buying, we'll just go Bitcoin here, but you're buying assets, you're buying. This is kind of like your buy zone. Let's just call this the $1 mark. So anything under $1, you're buying. Now it starts creeping up over $1 and it's headed to, $3 and everyone is telling you it's going to moon to 10. Well, really, really simple. You start taking some profit there, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. You're in profit. You still have some left over in case it moons, but you've taken profit off the table. We've done a lot of videos on laddering out. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do another video, maybe a more in-depth video on laddering out, so you know when to sell your crypto and take profit. You have a plan so you're not reacting emotionally. And again, if you don't have access to DeFi as a business, then please request it in the comments. If you do have access, stay active because we're always adding stuff. Log back in, check it out. RSVP for this call. It's coming up quick. You can ask your questions directly to me for more nuances within this. But the point is, you're taking profit, you're taking profit, you're taking profit. Next thing you know, the market moves and you can start buying back up. Let's say it moves under your $1, you start buying back up. Guess what? You've got all this profit you've taken and you're buying it back up, selling high, buying low, but you're doing it systematically. You have a system. You have set points. You're not reacting emotionally. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Now, I will end this video by saying one more thing. There's cycles and we know it. There's the big cycles. We're talking the 4-year plus cycles. There's also cycles. See if I can change this color. There's also cycles within those cycles. This is true for all of life. We can keep doing this. There's cycles within these cycles. And then guess what? $5 if you know what I'm about to say. There's cycles within those cycles too. And so it just depends on the game you're playing. If you're super long-term, looking 10 years out, you can be super hands-off. You might just dollar cost average into different assets and be in like full range liquidity pools that are just like, it's you check it once a month and you don't even care. My bull run portfolio is like that. I check it, like I wouldn't even have to check it. My ladder out points and my sell points are like, they're massive. But then I'm in some projects, some pools, or some opportunities that are like, hey, this is check weekly. And then I'm in some that are shorter time frames, they're higher APY, they're more active, but they're printing me more. My lending is super hands-off. I don't check it ever. I'll check it once a week, and I'm like, oh, I'm up a couple $100. But I'm super hands-off. Whereas, again, there's some things like on Solana right now, on Orca, and on Radium, I have some things that are a little more hands-on. But they're printing a lot more, and it just depends. Each position, each play, each opportunity you're going to be in, how you set up your business, how person A and person B sets up their business can be, they can have the same goal of creating income, but the way they go about it can be miles apart, and neither is right or wrong. It just depends on what they want. I'm so big on the strategy piece because without it, we're just randomly clicking and trying to make money, but we have no overall game plan. I'm so big on this. I really want you joining this live call. We're going to really get into it on it. Join it. But anyways, I hope this helps in some way, shape, or form. If you have any questions from anything we covered during this video, leave it in the comments below. Would love to dive in with you, dissect it, see how I can support, see how I can help, and create some content around your questions. With that said, request access to the DeFi as a business course. If you've enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe to this channel. And with that said, I will leave 4 videos on the 4 corners of your screen so you can dive a little deeper on videos that are related to this. Some strategies, some yield farming, some opportunities, some stuff maybe on Radium and Orca, which we've been exploring. Do check them out. And with that said, truly appreciate you. Have an awesome one. Peace.